Good morning, everyone. Focus Daily. I'd like to begin this show by giving all praise due, once again, to the Most High, in the name of Jesus Christ. It is through him that I am being sent with this truth right here, as a chance for redemption for all. All right, Fort Knox Mining Company. Not necessarily the military base, but the mining company. Their job and their responsibility is to hide and disguise all the gold that is being plundered. In the early 1900s, they began to make the indigenous people turn over all their metallic, whether silver and gold commodities, in exchange for this new fiat system of currency. Once collecting gold from all across the continent of North America, they needed a central location to store it until transportation is available to England, Rome, the Pope, the Queen, the head thievery department on the east side of town. So basically, I'm here to point out that Fort Knox is actually a mining company where they strip the birthright of the Afro-American people, the children of God, from their possession. Let's read about a little bit of this so-called Fort Knox deception. They deceiving us. They telling us they're mining for gold, but what they're actually doing is stealing and collecting already mined material and exporting it behind our back through continental train stations. Let's get to it. Fort Knox. All right. Fort Knox is a United States Army installation in Kentucky, south of Louisville and north of Elizabethtown. Not necessarily a military base for the protection against foreign. This is a military base for the protection against domestic, in case the Afro-Americans ever decide to wake up and accept the truth. They feel like they're ready. But what they're not taking into account is once we do wake up, it will be God himself ringing the alarm clock. And he will be completely on our side once this phenomenon begins. It is our duty to recognize and respect what God is doing for us and come back home. That's why I am being sent with this truth. It's not about Fort Knox and gold and history. It's about waking people up to the truth of who we are. As Afro-Americans, we are the Israelites. We are Judah. We are the children of God. And wake-up time has arrived. It is adjacent to the United States Bullion Depository, which is used to house a large portion of the United States official gold reserves, and with which it is often conflated. The 109,000 acres base covered parts of the Bullitt, Hardin, and Meade counties. It currently holds the Army Human Resource Center of Excellence, where they house their best to protect their gold from the rest. The rest being the children of God who are resting. It's wake up time, people. It's time to come back home. Have you ever heard that story of Exodus? Well, this is Exodus point 5. Think of it that way. The new Exodus is about to begin. But God doesn't want to destroy everybody. He's trying to give as many people as possible an opportunity to come back home. So this truth is being exposed. The truth of what's going on. Not no Illuminati and secret society, this and that. The devil himself is attempting to rob God through forces such as the Virginia Company, the Anglo-Saxon Society, the Anglo-Saxon Clubs of America, the Democratic / fusionist / Republican entities that call themselves parties. They're really a demonic formation of beasts, pillaging and destroying not only North America, but the whole world. Here we go. Including the Army Human Resources Command. It is named in honor of Henry Knox, Chief of Artillery in the American Revolutionary War. Henry Knox. Originally, he was the first Secretary of War. One of the first demons that led platoons to communities all across North America, pillaging, plundering, raping, murder, a complete genocide of the Afro-American children of God. God's seen it all. He's here. For 60 years, Fort Knox was the home of the United States Army Armor Center and the U.S. Army Armor School, and was used by both the Army and the Marine Corps to train crews of American tanks of the day, the last of the M1 Abrams main battle tanks. The history of the United States Army Cavalry and Armored Forces and of George S. Patton's career is shown at General George Patton Museum on the Fort Knox ground. Okay, that's enough about the fort. Let's speak about the mining company. The Fort Knox gold mine is an open pit gold mine 9 miles east of Fox in the Fairbanks mining district of Alaska. Okay, discernment time. In order to deceive the Afro-Americans and keep them asleep and exposing the robbing and pillaging that's take place even up to 2022, Fort Knox gold mine is built as a, what's the thing in that? Illusion. Something to get our attention off the actual facts that they're robbing us and point to a hole in the ground and say, hey, we get it from there. It's all one big Hollywood production. Politics, their legal system, their wars are all false representations of the true laws of God, the laws that we must wake up to. Fort Knox gold mine is an open pit gold mine 9 miles east of Fox in the Fairbanks mining district of Alaska. It is owned and operated by Toronto-based Ken Ross Gold. Shane. Originally staked in 1913, after very minor mining at the location, the property sat idle until being restaked in 1980. So if you have your discernment on, 1913, when they began these institutions to replace us and reclassify us, at the same time, they began the Fort Knox illusion. The gold that they were mining was straight out of our pockets, straight out of our communities, straight out of our birthright. Well, that's it for now. Another episode. Focus Daily, y'all. We out.